Yo, PC fam, what's going on? It's another beautiful Sunday. We're back with another episode of I say Sunday.
You
It's a
did say
beautiful
Sunday, Ox.
it's a beautiful Saturday. My bad.
No.
It is a beautiful Saturday.
Mhm,
Um, hey, another episode of Chill with Chill though. Here we are.
mhm,
It started. We made it. We made it. It was a long off season.
mhm.
At least it felt long to me. Am I
N-
tripping, chill? Did
No,
it
you're
seem
not.
like an extremely
You,
long off season?
you just said Sunday, Ox. That's why you got so excited about the season being back. So you kind of got a little bit ahead of yourself because
Right.
season opened up in a couple of weeks. So just a little bit of preseason basketball got my man blood pressure up. Just a
Right.
little bit of it. So yeah, we back in effect, Ox. Yes, we are.
Man,
We are
back.
back in effect. Hmm.
I'm so happy.
Hmm.
I mean, there's been some great basketball going on, but the NBA coming back, man, that just kicks off everything. I
Hmm.
know the viewers, the subscribers, I know everybody's excited. Um, before we get into that though, y'all, let me make sure.
Hmm.
Let me make sure to remind y'all that tomorrow on actual Sunday,
Hmm.
tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I thought Ron changed the time on that. I think it's
I thought he
actually
did too. I
I
thought
think
he
it's
did.
actually 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. 7:30
Mhm.
p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. There will be the showdown, the PCL finals. My man Mars versus my guy Pirate. Y'all
Mhm.
don't want to miss that. Trust me, it's going to be a showdown. It's going to be like the Thriller in Manila. It's going to be one of those type heavyweight bouts. Y'all don't want to miss it. Make sure you're there. Make sure your notifications are on because I'm positive Ron changed the time to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It says 3 p.m. Eastern time right here. But y'all just make sure to check your notification bells, make sure they're on. Check your YouTube. Go to the little sub tab. Make sure you can see for yourself. I'm sure the thumbnail is up now. If it's not, it will be soon. Y'all make sure do not miss the finals. We've come a long way. Once there was 16, now there's only two. These are the two best debaters in this basketball world. They have come together. It'll be a clash of the Titans. Y'all don't want to miss it. Please be there. Now that
Mhm.
we got that out the way, chill, let's get into some hoop talk.
Let's do that.
Yesterday was the beginning of the season, preseason basketball.
Mhm.
Um, Started off with the Celtics Nuggets.
Mhm.
I mean, what did you see overall yesterday as far as the energy, the preparedness?
Mhm.
I know a lot of guys play that typically won't be playing,
Mhm.
so but we can even talk about some of those guys. How do you feel about just in general? What do we see?
Well, when you go to Abu Dhabi, the big dogs have to play. I mean, he came all the way over here. We can't come all the way over here not to play. So the big dogs have to play. Well, a couple things I saw. Joker's still the best player on the planet. So I mean that for me, that goes without saying. Ox, I know how you feel about him, man, but I love Russ's energy. I love what he brings to this Denver unit. Just as the second unit guy, how he moves the ball, how he got up and down the floor last night, and how he just got everybody involved. And he did a really good job in taking care of the ball. I really enjoyed that watching Russ. The thing that I have to live with, and I already know this with Russ. I already know that Russ is going to take some ill-advised shots. Russ is going to miss some shots. I think he went 3 for 10 and like one for 4 on the long ball, something like that. I know that, but Russ as a backup, I think that him being able to get downhill, him getting guys like Aaron Gordon involved, him getting guys like Christian Brown involved when he plays with the first unit sometimes, I think that's going to do wonders for them. If we can tone down, just tone down the missed shots and the shot selection, I think he's going to be fantastic for them. I had asked the question not too long ago because KCP ended up moving on to Orlando, and the question was, well, who are they going to have to replace him? They didn't get anybody to replace him because they lose KCP and then they lose Bruce Brown. Ox, you're a big component of accountability, and I compound that with not only accountability, with making guys get better. I'm not a fan of just completely eliminating the problem. Well, you drafted Christian Brown in the first round. Not only did you draft him in the first round, you got him coming off a national championship team. Listen, why can't this guy be what KCP was? Why can't he be something similar to that? Why do we have to go get somebody else? Hold these guys accountable, man. Make these guys get better. Make him be better as a long ball shooter. Make him be better as a defender. Christian Braun is a damn good athlete. I watch him in the postseason. I watch him compete. I watch him defend. He's really good getting around screens. He will get on the glass. He's really good in transition. Very much a D&3 guy. Why can't he be the supplement to what KCP was? We're in year 3 now. It's not like we're in year 1 and he just got there. No, Ox, we're in year 3. So because we're in year 3, there should be some improvement. Hold him to that standard. You can be the next, not necessarily the next KC, not necessarily the next KCP, but you can be what we need as a D&3 guy. We don't need to get anybody else.
So far, do you think there's been improvement there?
I do think there's improvement there. He actually looked more comfortable in the offense. And Joker has a tendency to do that, where Joker makes things a lot less difficult for guys. All you have to do is cut to the basket, come off screens. He'll get you the basketball where it's necessary, sure. But he also looked a lot comfortable. He looked a lot more comfortable on defense, knowing where screens are, being able to navigate through screens, closing out on the basketball. Is he an all-league defender? I'm not going to go that far. Can he play at an all-league defensive level? Let's hold the phone on that. But what I can do is I can make him get better. I don't have to just completely come off of him and, we have to win right now. Well, we are. We have our core here. And you have a young guy in Christian Braun who is a damn good player. Make him get better. Now, as far as this Denver unit, I really like what I saw from MPJ yesterday. Just him putting the ball on the floor. I did like that because he wasn't just a spot-up shooter yesterday. He did shoot some shots and he was really efficient. But what I saw from him is I saw some movement. And I saw him get off the floor, putting the ball on the floor. I thought that was good from him. He's not as bad a rebounder as people think. In fact, I think he's a good rebounder. I always thought he was a good rebounder, even when I saw him in the bubble. I think that's going to help them out a lot in Denver. But all in all, Ox, Joker is still the best player in the world. Jamal Murray still looks like he's struggling, though. I don't know what it is about Jamal Murray. Maybe he could be in his own head because he just doesn't look sharp. I thought that he would be sharper, and I know it's the preseason, right? I do understand that, but he just doesn't look like he's as sharp as he used to be. Now, did I get tricked with what I saw? That's what I'm asking, Ox. Did I get tricked in that postseason? Was that just a one-off, or is he going to get back to what he was? Right? Is he going to get back to what he was? And that's the thing that I'm concerned with him. I can't keep using the injuries because, the whole offseason, you've had the Olympics ended in August. Right. You had 2 months almost. So if you're not correct, then you shouldn't be out here. I think that when him and Joker, when they're playing together, when he's on the top of his game, I do think that they're the best two-man game. I do think they run the best two-man game in the game. I think the difference with this unit is he just doesn't look sharp. And there's something going on there that's not making him look sharp. Whether he's not in the shape that he needs to be in, he's more injured than I thought he was, but he's got to get better. His shot selection has to get better.
How did you feel about Jamal in these playoffs that just previous? How did you feel about Jamal? And so what was it? The Lakers series, and then they lost to Minnesota, right?
Yep.
So in those two series, how did you feel about what you saw from Jamal Murray?
He looked slower. That's what he looked more than anything. He didn't look sharp. And I'm kind of seeing some of that where I'm thinking to myself, what's going on with him? Is he didn't get the lift? He doesn't get the lift on his shot. He doesn't have the burst coming off that pick and roll like he did when they won the NBA championship 2 years ago. He's not getting downhill. He's not as aggressive as a scorer as he used to be. And I know that he could be injury prone, but he came off that knee injury and he looked super sharp. I'm hoping that it's not a one-off. That's what I'm hoping more than anything. I'm hoping that he's not a guy who tricked me with that one time and now he's just gonna ease into just being good. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's not the case.
Well, we talked about them losing Quintavious. Mm-hmm. Talked about whether Christian Braun can ascend to that status we're not. And
Mhm.
then we're talking about Jamal. Also talking about Russell Westbrook and
Mhm.
bringing the energy, but then we're talking about Jamal Murray not being the Jamal Murray that won that championship 2 seasons
Right.
ago. If
Mhm.
Jamal can't get back to that, is Russ's energy, is Jokic's undeniable greatness, is
Mhm.
that enough to bring the Nuggets back to championship contention?
Well, just because they have Joker, they have a shot. Off the strength of what you just said. I mean, I think he's the
Mhm.
best player in the world. I think that he makes life so much less difficult for all of those guys. Just playing off of him as an offensive player, he makes your life a lot less difficult. He can hit pocket passes. He can get guys open, as they call with quarterbacks, they call throwing a guy open. That's what Joker can do. Joker throws guys open, and he makes those passes to make guys more efficient. With Joker now doing what he's doing, if I can get Jamal Murray to be better, plus with the energy that Russ has in spurts, I think they have just as good a shot as anybody in the Western Conference. As just as good a shot. Now, what I want to see, Ox, is I want to see Jamal Murray be better, because what I can't do is I can't have Russ playing extended minutes. And the reason why I can't have Russ playing extended minutes, not because not just because he's older, but because I know that when we get later in games, I'm not comfortable with having the ball in Russ's hands as much, and I'm not as comfortable with Russ being the decision maker that late in games. I'm just not. I'm not feeling that. So because of that, I need Jamal Murray to start playing better, because what I'm getting right now from him is not good enough. Nope. Mm-mm. And I know it's the
Yeah.
preseason, and there's some people who will say, "Yo, it's just the preseason." Yeah, the preseason could be an indicator of what's to come. 100% it can be.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw Jamal in the Olympics, and mind you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the guys. I don't expect the Olympics to be how you play in the NBA. I know it's a different play style. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's different teams. I know things are just different all around.
Sure.
So I'm not going to hold that against Jamal, but I think it is a little concerning. I
Oh,
think it is a
100%
little
it is,
concerning.
Ox. Yes, 100. What I can't do is I can't talk out of both sides of my mouth. I can't tell you that I've seen guys who play in the Olympics and get busy in the Olympics, and then that translates to the season where they end up being the league MVP, where they end up being a first team All Pro, like Jason Tatum did in 2021, like Charles Barkley did in 1993 when he played in the Olympics and then won the league MVP the next year, like James did when he was on the Olympic team in 07 with Bryant playing in the Olympic trials, and then the next year he wins the league MVP. I can't talk out of both sides of my mouth and say that when these guys are good and then it translates. Well, the same thing can happen when you're bad. You can be in the Olympics and it could be bad, and then that can translate that energy,
Right.
your game. It could be bad also in the regular season. That could 100% happen. I can't say that it's just good this way and then not say the same thing on the other side. That's what I'm worried about with Jamal Murray. You would think that guys who play in the Olympics, because I've seen it, guys play in the Olympics and get busy, you would think that that would translate over to, because you're playing with better players, that would translate over to the regular season, because you're playing with better players, you're playing against better competition, because you're playing against the best players on the other team in the world. So
Right.
because you're doing that, you would think that my game would pick up, and then that would transfer into the regular season. It just doesn't seem like that's going on for Jamal Murray, and
Right.
there's something going on with him. I don't know what it is, Ox, but there's something going on with him.
Right. Well, I mean, it is a long season.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, chill. Best case scenario, as far as I'm concerned, is just like a little nagging injury.
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario to me is just like something light though, a little ankle discomfort. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Something like that. Something where Coach Malone could be like, Jamal, we're gonna work you in slow. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
chill out for a couple games and let's let Russ bring some energy. Let's let Christian Brown, let the other guys go. We'll start this out slow. We'll get you in around game 6 or something like that. To me, that's best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things are easy to fix.
Yeah.
Mentally is where we have issues. You know what I'm saying? If you're not believing in yourself, if you're just, if you're frustrated, or if it's something off the court that you're dealing with that,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't know about, things like that. Those are the type of things that worry me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
little knick-knack injuries for these professional athletes is just rest, treatment, things like that. You'll be okay. So I'm hoping it's something like that for Jamal. I'm not a Nuggets fan by any means, but I always want the best for these guys. I want to see good basketball. I want to see healthy basketball players. But chill.
Yep.
Let's talk about the champs for a minute.
Yep.
Let's talk about the champs. I mean, Jalen and Jason both played 19, 20 minutes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, when you're in Abu Dhabi, you got to bring the big guns out. So,
Mm-hmm.
everybody did play except for Al and KP.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot on Twitter, on Instagram. People always poking fun of Jason Tatum. There was the play when Christian Brown blocked the shot, and they're saying that Jason's shot just doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about those guys? Are they ready to play already, or are they still just getting into it? They just moving
Well,
around?
last season they were at the top of the league in threes attempted, 3-point percentage, and threes made. And Jason Tatum took 11 shots yesterday. 7 of them was long balls. So it's obvious that nothing's going to change with them. Nothing's going to change with them. Jaylen Brown, I think he took 4 or 5 yesterday. So nothing's going to change with them. They are sticking to the formula to what wins. We're going to get behind the long ball line, and that's how we're going to win, because that's how we won anyway. And with them shooting the long ball the way that they did, some nights it's gonna go in, some nights it's not. So I have to accept the fact that that's who these guys are, right? Could Jason Tatum play more in the mid-range? I'd like to see him put the ball on the floor, and I don't think he did that enough for me last night. He did get to the rim a couple of times, which I did like. And Jaylen Brown, I'm not on the fence about this. I think he's one of the 5 best transition players in the game. He will get up and down the floor, and he will throw it over the top of you. He's really good in transition, especially when he's simplifying his game. Like last night, for example, yesterday afternoon, for example, and I was able to watch the game again later on last night on replay. But him getting downhill, where he ended up getting the ball on the left side of the floor and went right to the middle and punched one. And I'm thinking to myself, when he simplifies his game in transition, he's almost impossible to deal with. I like the fact that Jason Tatum has stuck to what works. Now, I do want to see him be more aggressive in the mid-range. I do. I want to see him be more aggressive in the mid-range, because I feel like that's going to unlock a little bit more of his game, and it's going to unlock a lot of what's going on in Boston. That's going to make them even better. And he plays in the mid-range. He'll play at the elbow. He'll play on the block, right? He'll play in the mid-post. And he did a lot of that last night. He did a lot of that last night, but he gets stuck behind that long ball line. And if it works, it works. I like the addition of what Cornette brings. I just feel like this. I feel like this Boston Celtic team, right? I feel like this Boston Celtic team all the way around, they just don't seem to have a lot of flaws, and that's going to be the difference in them winning and losing. And watching them last night, sure, the 3-ball wasn't dropping like it could have. I think Jason Tatum was like 3 for 7 at the long ball line. I mean, that's not terrible. That's almost 50%. So that's kind of what you have to live with when you shoot the long ball as much as they do. I think they shot like 55 threes yesterday.
No,
something like that.
They shot 61 3-pointers.
Yeah, I know it was something like that.
That's like what? That's like 1.2 a minute.
Yeah, they live behind the 3-point line, no doubt about that. And
that's insane. That's
it's nuts.
That's not
100%. That's nuts.
I can't even comprehend shooting that many threes in the game. How is that even possible?
Man, how it's possible is by playing defense and getting up and down the floor. It's not just by every trip you just shooting the long ball. And because Boston is as good as they are defensively, they have a lot to do. That has a lot to do with them being able to speed the game up. I think Joe Mazzulla, his ability to make adjustments like he did last night, I like his rotation with getting Jason Tatum out of the game and this kid the kid that went to Arkansas, the kid with alopecia.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember. Jordan
Welsh. What was it? Walsh or Welsh?
I don't know, one of them.
Yeah, I really like the energy that he brings. I do. I like the energy that he brings, and when you have a guy that can switch up what's going on right now, right? When you have a guy who switches up what they do, like what he does, I think that's great. I do. I think that's great for what he does, and that was an adjustment that they made, because with him coming in the game, I think that sped the game up a little bit more, because he was able to play some defense, get his hand in the passing lane, have them get out in transition and run a little bit more. I thought that was really good for them. Now, what I want, once they get KP back, once they get Al Horford back, I think they're going to be even more legit. But from what I saw from a lot of their rotation guys, I like what I'm seeing from the Celtics.
Okay. Real quick before we move on to it.
Yep.
Sturdy says in this comment here, he says, Giannis, LeBron, Maxey, Ja, De'Aaron Fox. I don't know if Brown is a top 5 player in transition.
Yes, he is. 100%
Yeah.
he is. He's a great stop and pop shooter. I think you're looking at Ja just off his ability to get above the rim. That's not what I'm looking at when I look at transition players. When I look at transition players, I look at how you stop and pop. I look at how you handle the ball in transition, how you finish at the rim, not just how you finish at the rim, where your shots go, and not just where your shots go, what you do in transition. And when I watch Jaylen Brown, him getting out and running and attracting the defense the way he does, not just him attracting the defense the way he does with the ball, but also without the ball too, because he's so dangerous both in the mid-range and at the long ball line. In addition to the rim, I think he's one of the 5. I think he's one of the 5 best transition players in the game.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, the Luca Glazer 77 says, what does JB look like on the Pacers?
I think he looks better on the Pacers considering what they have with Halliburton, them playing faster, him getting out in transition. They don't really run a lot of action. If I watch Indiana last season, they don't really run a lot of. I mean, they run action. Let's be clear about this. They run action. They run a lot of pick and roll. They run a lot of drop. They run a lot of pick and pop. They run a lot of rescreen action, but they don't run. They run that action. They don't run a lot of that action, but they run that action. The stuff that they run the most is getting up and down the floor. Halliburton will get off the floor. So get off the ball. So when Halliburton gets off the ball, that enables guys like Jaylen Brown, if he was on the Pacers, that would enable him to run. That would enable him to get on that left wing because they play so fast. And he knows that Halliburton is looking for him. Yeah, he'd be fantastic playing with him.
I would love to see Tyrese, JB, and Pascal in the open court.
Yeah,
I would love to watch that. We got a couple guys in the lobby. We're going to get to them in a couple minutes. I want to talk a little bit about the Lakers and the Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Rob Dillingham too, Chill.
I tell you what, Ox, he nicer with that pill than I thought he was. I knew that.
Yeah, I saw some patience out there.
Yes, he nicer with that pill.
Mm-hmm.
He nicer with that pill.
Into the teeth of the defense. Hey, Rob might be all right, Chill.
Yes, sir. He nicer with the pill than I thought. Yes.
Yeah. So what's the deal with him? Is he going to get some minutes this year?
Now remember, Ox, that we are talking about the preseason. Don't forget, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, even though we're in Abu Dhabi and they had to play, they only played like 15, 20 minutes, right?
Right.
So with Dillingham, I equate it to NFL in preseason. Like a guy, the first round pick, he looks great against the third string. He looks great against the third string cornerback. I mean,
looks great against Ronnie.
Yes, he does. He looks fantastic against that dude. The question is what's going to happen when he's got other legit point guards standing in front of him? What's going to happen when he's got legit defense in front of him? But I'll tell you what, he looks like he's in control of his game. He does not look out of control. He looks a lot longer than what I thought, right? So to talk about Dillingham, he is who Wagner was supposed to be. Like Wagner was supposed to be the guy at Kentucky. Except Dillingham came in and said, this is my run. I'm taking this run, and turns out he was a lot better than what they thought he was going to be. Wow. That's not good. But it's good for Dillingham. He looks a lot more patient. He looks a lot more in control of his game. Him getting downhill. The stuff that he does with the ball, for some people, it might look a little extra, but he's doing it with a purpose. It's not like he's just doing it just to do it. No, he's doing it with a purpose. And I like that about his game. Like he's not just standing in one place, throwing the ball between his legs behind his back. He's throwing the ball between his legs, trying to get somewhere. He's throwing the ball behind his back, trying to get somewhere, as opposed to a guy who is just dribbling for nothing. The guy that I am the most impressed with, and I told you this before, Ox, and I'm saying it right here on Chill with Chill, my dark horse rookie of the year is going to be Shannon. I love that kid. The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves stole him. I'm telling you that right now. They absolutely. Ox, you walked into the Nike outlet and you saw a pair of fives. These fives go for $250. You saw them on sale for $40. Somebody just left them there. Somebody just let. And by the way, they're your size. They're size 15. They're your size, and it's only one pair. And you're like, is somebody trying to play a trick on me? What's going on? Absolutely. That's what happened with Shannon. He fell into their lap. I love everything about this kid. And if I remember correctly, oh man, this was probably maybe last year. Ox, I want to say around February. I want to say around February, maybe March. Ticket actually brought him to my attention. Ticket said, yo, I got a man I played overseas with. This is his son that plays at Illinois. His name's Shannon. And he ended up getting into that nonsense. Turns out he was right, man. This kid is a pro. And I think he's a dark horse. I think he's a dark horse rookie of the year because this guy is really going to help Minnesota. I liked Minnesota's action last night. I saw DiVincenzo running some rescreen action. I already know that he can shoot the basketball. That's not my question. That's never been my question. I'll tell you what, though, man. What Julius Randle is going to bring to them in terms of a passer, a guy that's getting downhill, he's going to unlock a lot of what they have. People are telling me that, Mike Conley is not going to have to play as much. Yeah, actually he is. And the reason why is because they do need a floor leader. I like Dillingham. I'm not going to argue that, Ox. I love Dillingham. I just don't think he's ready yet. He looks good in the preseason, and I think that with him being as good as he is in the preseason, that's going to help. But we need a floor leader like Conley. We absolutely, and he's gonna help Dillingham. No doubt about that. He's gonna help Dillingham.
I don't see any issue with Mike Conley being on the floor. I would.
Well, the fact that he's older.
I saw from him last year.
Yeah, the fact that he's older, and a lot of people talk about the fact that he's older, and I don't know how much he's got left in the tank. Well, he's still got something left. It's not like he's 40 where I might get 10 minutes out of him. No. He's still got the goods. Still has the goods. And I feel like guys like Julius Randle, him being another ball handler, not the primary ball handler, but another ball handler, I think he's gonna help unlock guys like Conley, like Alexander Walker, like Naz Reid. So I like what I see from Minnesota. I thought that I thought that Dillingham would be good. I just wasn't aware of the raw talent that he has at the pro level. And I think he's really going to help Minnesota this year. Again, I'm not jumping the gun, Ox, because I know it's just a preseason and you're going up against second and third unit guys. And of course, it's going to look good when, Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing against, the third string dude from Kent State, right? That looks great. I mean, it's going to look a little bit different when he's got to go up against the Cowboys first string cornerback. But Marvin Harrison Jr., it's actually translated. I got to see it translate with Dillingham.
No doubt, definitely. What about the Lakers squad? Dalton Connect, Bronny. What do you see from the Lakers last
night? I'm pretty confident that I said that I think Dalton Connect. It was Zach Edey, Dalton Connect were the two guys that I thought were up for Rookie of the Year. Dalton Connect is a bucket getter. Dalton Connect can score. And I said this earlier in the year, earlier this summer, that I feel like Coach Reddick sees a lot of Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect in himself, and I think that he's going to get him involved in a lot of their offense, especially as a second unit guy. I think he's going to get him involved in a lot of their offense. And his ability to stop and pop, take advantage of smaller guards, especially in the mid-range and in the mid-post. I really like that about his game. I like the fact that he doesn't shy away from contact. I think that's a really good thing about him. Like, a lot of guys can't play, especially new guys. When you're young, you get contact and you can see him, complaining a little bit and being a little soft. He's not like that. He actually invites the contact. And I like that about his game. I like the fact that, one, if you can make free throws, you could play in the league for a long time off the strength that if you're a scorer, because now you make yourself even more valuable when you can make free throws. And the fact that Dalton Connect, when he gets fouled, he can get to the stripe and make free throws. I think that's a big deal for him. As far as Bronny James goes, I want to get to the bottom of something right now with you guys. Just so you guys know, I don't think he's ever going to be a 20-a-game guy, ever. Let's get to the bottom of that right now. What I do think I can get from him, I think I can get a damn good defender. I think I could get a damn good defender who can knock down an open shot, who can be viable in the offense, and who could be productive in our offense in stretches. I don't think I'm ever going to get a 20 a game, 20 plus a game guy. No, I'm not. But I think I can get, because I've seen the effort on defense, I think that I can get a guy who's damn good on defense, who can make plays on defense, who can knock down a mid-range shot, who's going to be stronger. I think he's done growing, if I'm being honest. I think he's done growing. I think he could be a really good finisher in the league. I said this before, Ox. Watching him, I'm looking at Pat Beverly, maybe a better athlete. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at. I look at him in that kind of more like Pat Beverly, just a better athlete, a guy who he'll probably bounce around, but I think he can. I think he's going to play for a long time.
20 points a game. That's asking a lot. So.
A lot, Ox. A lot.
Okay. No doubt. Let's get okay. We got a couple guys in the lobby. My man Leaf Diggy just left. Where you go, Leaf? But let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who we got? Neff. What's up, Neff? You there? Neff.
We had him and then we didn't.
Not there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they'll be back. I'll send the link out again. A couple people left. I don't know. Maybe I was taking too long for them. Y'all got to be patient. We got things to get to, y'all. No big deal. Okay. But yeah, so anyways, we'll wait for them to come back. We do have some. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, Leaf's back. What's up, Leaf?
What's good, man? I'll tell y'all what's up. Chill, what we was talking about last time, the West, right? That's what we was talking about. You said it was gonna be like 8 teams in the West. Well,
7. Probably 17. Probably 17's got to win 50 games in order to get in the playoffs.
17.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that shit gonna happen, but I mean, it's gonna be close because there was very few 50-win teams last year in total. But realistically, I think you have brought up the Rockets. You said they was going to end up like what Sacramento did a couple of years ago.
I got them as a 50-plus win team this season. Yes, I do.
I got them at 46 at the max, and the reason being is because
that's it.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. That is a lot of games. Like they had, I think they had 41 last year. I give them like 45, 46 max. I know Sangoon. He had that year where he was pushing 20, 10, and 5. I just want to know, I just want to see who the second guy on that team is going to be. I just don't know yet, man. It might be Jalen Green. I mean, who knows? It might be Shepherd. Any one of them. I really don't know who's going to be the second guy on that team outside of Sangoon. It should be Jalen Green, but I guess if he get his mind right, he'll be all right. Liberty pissed me off last night. Just like any other New York team, I thought they was going to broom the hell out of Vegas. But shout out
anything like that.
Why would I think anything like that? I mean Vegas, the whole year, man, like they kind of had, that quote unquote championship hangover. Shit, whatever going on, man. I ain't really expect them. If they do get out of this, man, then obviously I know why, but they kind of play with that championship hangover, man. I'm glad you got the right jersey on today, Bobby, and you ain't messing with, and you ain't fucking with Paul Pierce right now, man, with that bullshit that you did on the weekend.
Leaf, you be always talking about us, yo. You be saying a lot of out of pocket shit too, man. You do. You a hater. And you've already made that clear that you a hater. So when you be trying to check people on out of pocket shit, you better check yourself, yo. Because you be saying a lot of wild shit too. A lot of wild shit. And I have yet to still hear you give it up to the Boston Celtics for winning the championship, which you said that they couldn't do, which you didn't believe in them. And I have yet to hear you say, damn, yo, they did it, and I got to give it up. But you won't do that. And you know why you won't do that? Because you a fucking hater. That's what you've always been. That's what you always will be. You a sore loser. And that shit makes me sick with you, man. It does.
You, Leaf. You. Hater.
Chill. I thought you was going to be chill. And then when you yell at
me, hater.
I'm sick of you, Leaf. I'm sick of you coming in here with that dumb shit with me, man. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it with you, yo.
I was tired of it with you. I was actually.
Are you gonna give it up for the Boston Celtics or not?
When, Leaf? They won the NBA championship. When are you gonna give it up for the two Scottie Pippens?
When
The
did
two
this come
Scottie
down?
Pippens.
Wait, when did this come down to the Boston Celtics? I
The
thought we
two
was gonna
Scottie
talk about
Pippens.
the
That's what I
West.
want to talk about. I want to talk about the two Scottie Pippens you talked about. How about that? How about the two
Come on,
Scottie
Leaf.
Pippens you
Let's talk
talked
about
about?
them two Scottie
They won.
Pippens, Leaf.
How about that?
Shout out
Give
to
it
Drew
up, Leaf.
Holiday.
Shout out to Drew Holiday. This is what I'm talking about, Ox. This is exactly what I'm talking about with this dude, Joe. But he talking about people saying out of pocket shit, right? He talking about people saying out of pocket. You
I
the
don't think
epitome of
that was
out of pocket,
pocket.
Leaf. You the epitome of out of pocket. The epitome of
I'm not always talking all the time. Y'all are.
you the
That's
epitome of
one.
out of pocket.
That I'm not always talking all the time. First off, I thought you was gonna be chill, and I was trying
I'm
to
not
talk
gonna
to
be
you
chill
about the
because
West.
your energy. I can feel your energy. I
Oh
can feel
my God!
that
There you
energy.
go with this
I
energy
can feel
shit.
it. Yeah,
Oh my God! No, so hold up.
I can feel it.
Bobby.
Feel the energy.
Leaf, you
so
came.
Bob,
Leaf,
so
you came in
Bobby.
here with dull energy. You came here, man.
Bobby,
You ain't
Bobby,
got no
this-
love to
this-
nobody.
Right,
Bobby,
none. No
man
love
right
to
here.
nobody. I'm sick of this dude, Joe.
Show some love today, Leaf. Come on,
He
man.
can't.
Wake up.
Because he
Wake
a
up, show
hater.
some
He
love,
said it.
Leaf.
He
Come
said it
on.
more than once. He said it more than twice. He said it more than 3 times. Leaf has told me countless times he is a hater and a sore loser. You told me that, Leaf. You said that to me to my face. You said that to me.
First off, I never said the H word because you know how I feel about that. I'm not.
Told me that. You 100%.
No, I did not tell you that.
I'll tell you. Quote, I'm from Brooklyn. Quote,
I'm a sore loser. Yes, I am a sore loser. You damn right I am.
That's a hater.
All day. That's not a hater. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I don't want to equivalent it to hate at all, bro. Like that's a real disdain. I'm okay with that, but hate.
You
No,
don't like the word hater, even though you said that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I didn't say that.
Focus, Leaf. Who you showing love to today? Let's show some love to anybody. Let's show some love today.
I am showing love to Rob Dillingham because Rob Dillingham did impress me yesterday.
What about him? What about him impressed you, Leaf? What did you like about him?
Just his poise and the way he was able to do things with the basketball. I wasn't familiar with dude at all, but I heard his name a lot in the draft.
Yeah,
and he was able to do a lot of things last night, man. And I think he's gonna be somewhere in that rotation for Minnesota because they do got a lot of pieces. They got Dante DiVincenzo, they got Julius Randle. Julius Randle, I think should be able to fit in with everything that he brings to them. So Minnesota should definitely be back to top 3 in the West. Because I had respectfully, I had OKC, Dallas, and I had them as the top 3 teams in the West. As far as 4th, ain't nobody changing my mind. I got Memphis, and I'll fight any one of y'all about it.
I got Memphis at 3. I got Memphis.
You got them at 3? I didn't have them that high because I had Minnesota having such a good season again. I think that the Nuggets have been reduced. I think that they've been crazy reduced. I see them at 5 or 6, maybe 5.
Yeah, I got them at 4.
At 4, Sacramento might sneak into the 6th spot. I think Sacramento could possibly sneak into the 6th spot, but that's going to leave the play-in for the Rockets, Lakers, and a couple other teams.
So let's rewind really quickly, Leaf. So when you think about what Sacramento did last year, so they were anywhere between 5 and 8 for the majority of the season, right? So the majority of the second half of the season, they were anywhere between 5 and 8. So they lose Herter and they lose Monk. They lose Monk for the last 10 games of the season in a playoff race, right? And I was about to get the Trey Lyles too. So when you lose these 3 guys in a nightmare of a Western Conference where you can go in a week from 3 to being in a play-in tournament, that happens. That was a 50-win team last year. Yeah. Easily a 50-win team if they could stay healthy, only except they lose Monk. So if they can get back to health, and I think Keegan Murray's going to be a lot better this year, I think he raises his game. I think they could be a top 6 seed, no doubt about it. I don't think they're playing.
And the pile and the piggyback on that, man. Remember they picked up DeMar DeRozan, so now you got some. Yeah. Now you got somebody in the 4th quarter. Well, along with you got him or De'Aaron Fox in the 4th quarter, because we know what De'Aaron Fox did a couple of years ago, and now we know what DeMar DeRozan is capable of. He is capable of bringing the game home.
Leaf, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the Western Conference being a nightmare. This is what I'm talking about. As good as
I understand. I understand that, but 50 wins for 7 of them teams, I give them maybe 6 or 5. Maybe 6 to 5 of the teams. I say close to 48, 49, 47, maybe in the late. It's going to be teams in the late.
I mean, they won 46 games last year. Sacramento won
Yeah.
46 games last year. Now you
And
add
I-
DeMar DeRozan, and you get Monk back healthy. You get Trey Lyles back healthy. You get Herter back healthy. That's a 50-win team easily.
I go with something that you said a couple of years ago. A lot of these teams are not sneaking up on nobody. Remember, you said that.
They not.
But at the same time, this is why I'm kind of in that 40 range, in that late 40 range.
Did you
Because
bring up
the
the
thing,
Suns? Did y'all bring up the Suns?
That's
the
another
Suns,
team.
another team I'm bring up because now they got a point guard, and now they got a point guard in Tyus Jones. You got somebody that could set the tone for Book and Bill and KD. You know, get them easier buckets. He was averaging 7 assists and 1 turnover with Jordan Poole and the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So like realistically, like I think he could do something. I think he could help out substantially with that team, man. Good thing you mentioned up the Suns, man, because I had the Suns somewhere in that playoff race too. But I don't know exactly where they're gonna finish. But definitely. But
Right, for sure.
All right,
yeah.
Lee. We know where to find you at, brother.
Don't call me no fucking hater again.
You are.
Bro.
You are. You
I'm not.
100% are.
I'm
You a
not,
sore
man.
loser. You are a hater. You in 100%.
Don't use that H word around me. I only show you respect, chill.
You do it all the time.
You're not being chill right now.
You bring first and foremost, chill is a nickname. That ain't me. Okay, that's a short name. That's number one. Number two, you do it all the time. Yo, I'm not gonna get pissed off because that's who you are. That's what you are all the time.
No, because you do it.
I know how to turn you up.
You do it, man. And I'm not a negative person, and you know that. I don't change the air in the room. He's talking about I change the air, but like I make other people negative.
Yes, you do.
You came out of nowhere with some loud shit, and I was trying to tell Bobby about what he did. And now you come out of nowhere with some fist, and now I gotta knock your ass. I'm like,
here we go. Look, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Lee,
stop doing that shit to me, man. I don't do nothing but show you respect.
Take a chill pill, brother.
You can't.
I don't do nothing but show his whole ass respect. And he do that all the time.
I'm sick of Leaf, yo.
All right, Leaf.
Sick of your ass, man.
Hey, Leaf. Before you go, you got anything to say about them two Scottie Pippens? And you love the show for the Clippers? I mean, the Celtics.
For the Celtics?
Yeah, the two Scottie Pippens that you talked about.
Shout out to Drew Holiday for the carry.
There you go. Drew Holiday it is. Shout out. That's what I'm talking about.
He's a hater. Alan R said that two Scottie Pippens could have won in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Alan. I agree.
We still taking your lunch money though. Yeah, we are.
We got somebody else. Let me see if Neff's back first. Neff, you back?
What up?
Nope. All right. BD, what's good?
Yo, Ox, chill. What's the word?
Yo.
Hey, chill. I don't know if you remember, because I know you got a lot of people that come on your podcast every week. But over the last year or so, I've came on probably 3 times, and I told you that the Knicks were going to trade for Towns. And I think people.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
You did say that. And by the way, this wasn't like 6 months ago. He told me this last season.
Yes.
Not the 22, not the season that just passed. In the 22-23 season, he told me that. He did tell me that. I do remember that.
On your platform, and I've been telling you they're gonna pull the Randall deal. Now, what I was wrong with, I thought they extended Anunoby to try to throw him in to get Towns, but they ended up pulling the trigger on this. And I think if you know basketball, you know that CAA and Clutch run the league. Towns is familiar with those guys. Leon Rose, Worldwide West. You see how many Kentucky dudes and Villanova dudes they got on that team? Towns is from the area. He knows those guys in the front office. Mm-hmm. His agent is affiliated with CAA. Leon Rose left CAA, became the president of the Knicks, and his son is the one over there, kind of running things. If you really just look at things from my microscope, you can kind of see how these things run in the league. I don't think people realize, I just want to get on here and just say, I don't think people realize the power that agents have, and they're the ones that really run the league. And in today's time, it's CAA and it's Clutch. Now, if you kind of traject things, you can see with the Clippers, they did extend Harden to a 2-3 year deal. I'm gonna put the ball in y'all's court. Do y'all see the Clippers moving Kawhi in the next year? And do you see Miami keeping Jimmy Butler after this year? I know
I'm
where
already
to find y'all. Appreciate it.
absolutely, brother. I'm already out on buckets. You already know how I feel about him, Ox. You know that I want to build this thing around Bam, and I want this thing to keep going with Bam. It's going to be hard to move Kawhi Leonard considering as he ages, those injuries are just going to get worse. I know what he is as a player, and when he's healthy, he's pretty damn good. He is not a bad player. He's awesome. The question is can I afford to have a guy at $55 million on my books where I might get 50 games? Can I afford that? Am I interested in doing that? No, I'm not. Especially at 33, 34 years old, 35 years old, because he signed an extension for 3 years, which kicks in this season. Am I interested in taking that kind of money off? Am I interested in taking that kind of money off your hands? As a player, hell yeah, I would definitely do that. As a player, if he could hold up, yes, they would be lined up for him. The problem is he's not going to be able. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to hold up. I said this last year. I'm not sure he's going to be in the league in 2 years, and I'm not on the fence about that. They've already started with the preseason, taking it slow on him. He hasn't played in training. He hasn't been in training camp. We've seen this movie with him already, where they brought him along slowly after the knee injury in 22, and then now here we are again. They're bringing him along slowly, and he broke down in the playoffs. This is a reoccurring theme that I've seen more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm concerned to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see what's happening. I just don't know what's going on. I know the knee is an issue, and it's gonna always be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I didn't understand the extension for that much money. I wouldn't have offered it. I wouldn't have paid it. Yeah, it wouldn't even have been a thought in my mind. But hey, shout out to Kawhi. I'm hoping that he's healthy this year, and we can get some good basketball. Because when he is healthy, that's what you get. You get good basketball. Let's see though. We got my man Breezy. What's up, Breezy?
Yo, what's good, y'all?
Hey, I'm chilling, trying not to be the villain. It's hard though. It's hard, Breezy.
I see that with you and Leaf, man. I was crying, man.
It's hard not to be the villain, especially with that.
Oh, all right, 2 things. One, I want y'all to Jay, say hi. I'm with my son, and I told him about the interview. I sent it to him already. Jay, this is chill.
What up, young fella? What's up, brother? You good? What's going on, brother? You good? Hanging with Pops on a Saturday afternoon? I like it. Absolutely. That's dope. Yeah.
So we about to play ball. So just so you know, 2 things. One, I got a podcast called KV and Who Run the City, the podcast. Long story short, that's Knicks fans and Nets fans. We get up in the summer because it's too much shit talking between June and October. So nobody was having that. So we about to play a game. Knicks fans versus Nets fans. I know Ox is gonna be out.
Let's get it.
Word. So last year I played 2 Knicks fans. I beat one, I lost the one. He's supposed to pull up today, so we're gonna play today. I know Ox is gonna be here next week for his birthday. Happy early birthday, Ox. If you got some time, I ain't playing you for money. I'll play you for $5 at max. At max, I'll play you for $5. But I wanted to before we get into the preseason, I just wanted to ask Chill, just tell my son the importance of being a student athlete and how he could, what he should do to things that for him to stay focused on both sides of the student side and the athlete side. Like, what should I be telling him?
Well, the first thing that you should be telling him is if you're serious about this, if this is something that you really want to do, you gotta hang around people that's doing it. You can't hang around people that's sort of kind of doing it. You can't hang around people that's on the fence about it. If you want to do it, you got to hang around people that's doing it. And you got to soak in as much as possible with them. Now, recognize this. Your game, whenever colleges come around, they came around because they heard about you and they heard about what you do. So you need to go play basketball the way you think basketball should be played. Not the way they think you should be playing basketball. The way you think basketball should be played. The idea is to enhance your game, not to switch you up and turn you into something that they think you can be. No. This is you. On top of that, make sure you get what you get after you're done. Because when you can't play no more, my man, you can't play no more. So you got to make sure that you go to school. and get yours. One of my proudest possessions is that I graduated from college. I did not leave there with anything. I absolutely got my degree because I made sure that when they was done with me, I just didn't leave empty-handed. No, that's not what happened. So when you put all of those things together, you should be successful.
So let me ask you, what kind of GPA should he be looking for schools to say, okay, we'll accept you into a D1, 2, or 3 school? Mm-hmm. How high does his GPA average have to be, actually?
As high as possible. If you could get A's, get A's. Absolutely. If you can only give me B's, then bet. But I need the best that I can possibly get out of you, and I need it for an extended period of time because schools, they look at stuff like that. They look at how long your grades have been good. They look at how long you can maintain that. And if you can maintain that for a long time, yeah, they will definitely come for you. Yes, they will. Yeah. And on top of that, remember this. If you don't remember nothing, remember this, my man. You're going to be a man way longer than you're going to be a ball player. Mm-hmm. So because you're going to be a man way longer than you're going to be a ball player, make sure that you go to the right school that's going to set you up after you finish playing.
No doubt.
All right, and one last thing. Can you tell them the importance of how you're not taking 20 dribbles in a 24-second shot clock? Can you just tell them about picks, rolls, screens, and how important it is to be a teammate, not just a one-on-one player?
It's real simple, my man. If we moving this heavy-ass couch and we got to move it from here to there, why we got to go all the way around here and all the way around here? Just pick the couch up and go right here. It's called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Right? So it's as simple as that. So if you could get around a guy in 1 or 2 dribbles, get around a guy in 1 or 2 dribbles. I can appreciate you wanting to showcase. I can appreciate you wanting to showcase your skill set because that's part of the game, right? You work hard on your game. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you can do simple between the legs or just blowing by a guy and making the game simple. Schools see that. Not only do schools see that, they see the other stuff too. Your ability to screen, your ability to rebound. When you can defend and you can rebound, I promise you this, my man. If you could defend and you can rebound, there will always be run for you, no matter what else you could do. If you watched the Olympic team last year, what was the one dude who you saw on the floor all the time?
Jrue Holiday.
I don't care what Steve Kerr was doing. Jrue Holiday need to be on the floor. No doubt. I need to find some minutes for him. I'll figure out James. I'll figure out Kevin Durant. I'll figure out all them other dudes. That dude right there need to be on the floor.
He playing.
He getting on the floor.
Hey, J Kidd said. Remember, J Kidd said, man, the quicker you pass the ball, the quicker you get it back.
The quicker you pass,
move the rock, it come back to you.
Absolutely,
no doubt.
Hey, but they know basketball, Jay. I listen to them, man. What you say?
Sarah Roosevelt Park, man. Sarah Roosevelt Park is going down.
Okay. I'm gonna Google where that's at, and now I'm gonna tap in. But I wanted to just say I'm watching. I'm watching the show. I'm enjoying the show. I wanted to say thank you to Big Ox and Chill. Y'all already know I love the show. Have a great day. I'm gonna be in the chat.
Breezy from Brooklyn. Be easy, B.
And thank you for the advice for my son. Thank you.
Absolutely, yo. Be easy, B.
All right.
Yes, sir. Sarah Roosevelt Park. It's going down next weekend. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that was great advice, man. Anybody else that's watching that might be in high school or college or aspiring to play some ball, or if you know somebody, man, y'all regurgitate those sentiments that Chill just gave me. That's great advice. Great advice. We got Marcus in the lobby. Let's pull Marcus up and see what he got today. What's up, Marcus?
What up?
Yeah, I want to say one more thing about the basketball too. Don't let the coach kill your confidence. I think that's a big thing. Please don't let the coach kill your confidence. I think, and just remember, it's just a game. Just go out there and have fun. Like, remember how you fell in love with the game, and don't let all the nerves get to you. Like, when I was younger, that's what happened to me. Like, I could do everything in practice, but once the game started, I couldn't do absolutely nothing because all the nerves just got to me. You know, I just forgot how I fell in love with the game. So don't ever forget that.
That's crazy, Marcus, because I didn't know until after that I was having anxiety attacks before the game. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, you.
I used to be like, that's why when I play ball, I used to listen to R&B. I used to listen to Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige, a lot of calming music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that I was having anxiety attacks until my sister explained to me, like, nah, bro, that's what that is. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's like you're feeling a lot of pressure. Like,
for sure.
I don't know why, but like I know Kobe said something about it. It's like, what you fearful about. And once you attack that, I think you'll be good. But did y'all watch the Chill? You watched the preseason game with the Wolves and Lakers?
I did.
Do you see that dunk by Terrence Shannon?
Yeah. Me and you talk all the time. me and you have spoken before, and you know how I feel about Shannon. You already know how I feel about him,
bro.
Yes. You know how he would have been a lottery pick. If that nonsense didn't happen, that's a top 10 pick. Y'all stole him.
Easily.
Y'all straight stole him. Y'all got MPJ a couple of years ago. Is he MPJ good? I don't know. But to that level in terms of a lottery pick, that's what y'all ended up getting. He would have been if that nonsense didn't jump off in the Big Ten, he would have been the Big Ten player of the year. He would have been a lottery pick, no doubt.
I think how MPJ can shoot the ball, I think that's probably how Terrence can attack the rim. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. But man, he did it.
How tall is Terrence?
Like 6'6". Mm-hmm. I think he's 6'6", I think. Something like that. But he did a Euro step into a dunk, bro. That's like some video game stuff. Mm-hmm. But Chill, what was your takeaway on Rob Dillingham?
I just like how raw he is. And what I mean when I say that is when I see that kind of stuff, it's like ingredients with food, right? I see all the food right here. Okay, I got everything. I can put this together. And I see the ball handling. I didn't realize how long he was. Like he looks like he's got like a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. He's got really long arms. He's nicer with the peel than what I thought. He's a lot more poised than what I thought too. So there's a lot of raw. Yeah. Because it's different.
You don't know about Rob.
It's different. Well, remember, Rob, that's supposed to have been DJ Wagner. That wasn't supposed to be Rob. Yeah, so I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to him. Like DJ Wagner was the dude that I was paying attention to, only except Rob was the guy who turned into what DJ Wagner was supposed to be. So when I'm watching this kid and I'm thinking to myself, with the raw talent that he has, the raw athleticism, the raw ability, we could turn this into something serious. Yes. I just like how he dribbles with he had a combination last night where he threw the ball between his legs, threw it behind his back, and went downhill. And I'm watching that and I'm going, okay.
And then went with a crossover, yeah.
Yes. He doesn't he dribbles with a purpose. He's not just coming back to the same spot. No, he's trying to get somewhere with what he's doing. That's upstairs right there. And I like that about him. I do.
Yeah, for sure. He got the ball on the string, and it's real easy for him. Can you hear me?
Yep, you hot.
Okay. They weren't showing up. Yeah, he got the ball on the string, man. Like I remember in his OTE days, I think everybody just knew he had the best handles in the country. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how much it would translate to college and the NBA because of his small frame and everybody's just bigger. But for him to do that, it just shows you how much skill he actually has and how much work he's been putting in. Mm-hmm. But I saw Dante DiVincenzo. I'm gonna love him when the season actually starts.
That rescreen action.
He couldn't even miss.
Yeah, that rescreen action. Wait till Julius Randle unlocks him and Ali. A lot of people talk about Julius Randle like they have a lot of wild talk about Julius Randle. He's a lot better than what people give him credit for. He's gonna unlock a lot of them dudes. He is.
Thanks, Morris.
Yeah, I saw Nickeil Alexander-Walker too. He was playmaking really good. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I did see. Last year, I don't think he could do that as much, but I saw that in the last game. He was bringing the ball up. He was actually setting guys up, making some good passes. That's one thing he worked on, and I'm excited for the Timberwolves, man. I'm really excited for the Timberwolves.
They stole my pick in the West. I had them picked in the West before the trade. I still got them as the favorites in the West.
Yeah, I know people think, when I think, since Cat going, it's how they going to match up against the Nuggets. But it's not all about, just one team. They got to match up against, they probably won't even see the Nuggets. They probably got to see somewhere else where, Dallas, where you have to use your matchup disadvantage. How Julius Randle will use his matchup disadvantage. So, Cat didn't. It's not all about beating one team because that's.
Well, it is matchups, 100%. It definitely is matchups, but I mean, I don't hate their matchup with Denver. I don't hate their matchup with Denver at all. I don't.
I think they could probably put Nas on him now. Mm-hmm. Because I think he did just as good of a job as Cat did, honestly. As far as a 1v1, he was the only one that was consistently blocking Jokic's shot, and I like our chances this year.
I do too. I do. Yeah, I definitely do. They're the favorite in the West for me. All right, yo. Good to talk to you.
All right, Marcus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I'm excited about this season.
Yes, sir.
I definitely am. I can't wait. I just pray for health. I want everybody to be. I know it's unrealistic, but I just want everybody to be healthy. I just want a healthy season, so we can see.
Okay, Ox. When you say healthy, I'm not saying you're not gonna have nicks and cuts. Okay, that's gonna happen. That's part of the game, right? But can we not have ankle injuries that keep you out for a month? Can we not have hamstring injuries that you missed the postseason? Can we not have that? Can we have stuff? Ox, I'm good. I rolled my ankle. I'll be back in a week. I'll be fine.
Right.
I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be back in a week. Or I got a jammed finger and on my shooting hand, but don't worry. Give me a couple of days. Tape it up. I'll be right back in business. I just don't want to see where we lose guys for a month, where we lose guys for weeks, like what happened with Monk. I don't want to see that, man. Because then we can get all the chatter. We can get all the chatter out. That could completely go away. Now I understand that injuries are a part of the game, right? Injuries are a part of the game, and with injuries being a part of the game, I understand that that's the lucky part, where some teams don't hold up. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. But it just makes it makes for better competition and less yapping when you are available.
Especially getting hurt like Malik. Like if that would have happened around Valentine's Day or something, it would have been okay, no big deal. He'll be back. But for that to happen in the end of March or the beginning of April, it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just don't want to see any broken this or torn that. You know what I'm saying? A little roll here and there or a knick-knack, contusion, cool, whatever. But I just want a healthy season, man.
Yeah.
Let's move a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Minnesota Lynx and the Connecticut Sun.
Ox, I'm not gonna waste any of your time with this.
All right.
I'm not gonna waste any of your time with this. There's certain things that boil my blood, and I hate bad body language. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it bothered. I hate bad body language. And Alyssa Thomas boiled my blood last night with her body language. When somebody's getting beat, she's throwing her hands up. When we got a backdoor cut, she's looking around with her hands down. Yo, get involved in the game, because you blow coverages too. You miss shots too. So when you do that, you killing us. But we're not hanging our head. We're not doing that. We're not hanging our head. We're not cussing you out. We're not doing that. You, on the other hand, are. You got to change your body language. Minnesota, on the other hand, when they miss coverages, no. Nafisa was clapping. Come on, get it together. When Williams would turn the basketball over, my fault. We back in the middle of it. Alyssa Thomas's body language sucked last night, and it resonated throughout the rest of the crew. You are not going to beat anybody when Marina is cracking a long ball and she misses 10 out of 11. That's a part of your body language, Alyssa. That's a part of what you are bringing. Your energy resonates throughout the rest of the crew. Well, it ain't my fault she missing shots. Yeah, it is. When you sitting around and you throwing up your hands, and every time somebody misses an assignment, you're looking around and you are doing that. That's the kind of energy that you bringing to us. And that has to change, because this Minnesota team is not playing. They're not. They did a better job last night. They did a great job last night with that action at the top, where they get that pick and roll and get that switch and get Dejanay switch on to Nafisa, and Nafisa buries her ass underneath that basket, and she is lunch. She is lunch. And they did a better job at getting her the basketball. I thought that was fantastic, Ox. I thought they did a great job in dealing with Marina. Not when I say dealing with her, I mean making her guard. I know that's her thing, Ox, right? I know she's the defender. I know she's the dirty work guy, but making her do that, in addition to now she's got to knock down the long ball, I thought that affected her game, in addition to what Alyssa Thomas already did. So I wouldn't be surprised if this series was over Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised if this series was over tomorrow night, Ox. I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think Minnesota is a hard team to play against from behind. You know what I mean? Like you need to be up on them. And like we talked about before, the Suns offense just gets real stagnant. And then that's when you end up with DeWanna Bonner and Marina Mabry shooting ill-advised three balls, and we're not getting much in the action. It's like the flow. I think they got to speed it up a little more and get running, because when you have offense that's stagnant against this Minnesota defense,
high level defense.
you can how can you win that game? That's a game. The only way you can win that game is if DeWan and Marina are shooting 50-60%. You know what I mean? And like that's not gonna happen, you know what I'm saying, very often.
And Ox, let's make sure we clear. Let's not make it sound like Marina was just missing shots yesterday. They did a good job on her defensively.
Right.
They made her take tough shots. They got her out of rhythm. Not only did they get her out of rhythm, they made sure that they pressured her. That was a result of getting her out of rhythm. So I thought they did a damn good job on her. Now, do I expect her to go 1 for 11 on the long ball again? No, I don't. I do not expect her to go 1 for 11 on the long ball again. But I do expect that defense, like you just talked about, with that Connecticut offense being stagnant, you let that Minnesota defense off the hook. In fact, what you're doing is you're making it a lot easier for them because now everybody's in front of you. Minnesota, on the other hand, they made sure that ball moved yesterday. They were getting to the rim. Alyssa is throwing up her hands, and she's got bad body language, which is making it look bad on the rest of us. That kind of stuff is a recipe for disaster for that Connecticut team. They have to get it together. Otherwise, they out tomorrow night, Ox.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said before, too, if the offense is going to be slowed down like that, they can go to the block. I think Breezy Jones on the block is a good look against anybody on that team. I'm not mad at dumping it down there to Breezy instead of shooting ill-advised contested threes. If the offense is going to be slow and stagnant, let's let the big girl get the ball on the block. I think that's a good look personally. But we'll see. We'll see. Yep. If it goes to Game 5 in Minnesota
Tuesday night.
If it goes to in Minnesota, I think it's going to be a great game. I can't call it, but hey, I think that'll be great. That'll be great. I would love to see it.
I think the series is over tomorrow night, Ox. I do. I think the series is over tomorrow night. I think they finish them tomorrow night and they move on to the finals.
The finals against who? Chill.
I'm glad you brought that up, big fella.
I'm
glad you brought that up.
Because chill, I gotta say, Becky did some coaching last night.
Coaching her ass off.
Becky did some coaching last night. I love the adjustment of having Chelsea Gray guarding not Sabrina. I'm sorry, guarding Breanna Stewart. I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, Becky, what are you doing?
I was like, wow.
And it worked. They didn't stick with it all game, but they continued to go back to it.
Yeah,
they continue to go back to it. I think Chelsea's a lot stronger than they give her credit for getting under. And then when they went to that matchup zone, that matchup zone was amazing.
Yes,
man, Becky was doing some coaching last night. Chill.
Not only the matchup zone, they didn't switch nearly as much last night neither. Nope. And with them not switching, they were able. With them not switching, they were able to get Kelsey Plum. They were able to protect Kelsey Plum a lot more than they were in the past when they were switching. They didn't switch nearly as much last night. I thought they did a good job in getting to Sabrina and making her take tough shots. I mean, I think she had 1 point in the middle of the fourth. Same logic with Marina. Do I expect Sabrina to have one bucket? No, I don't. But what I do expect is I expect that coaching, and I expect them to continue what they did defensively. Ox, I know how you feel about Asia. I think Jaquez is doing as good a job as anybody could possibly do on her.
Yeah,
she's doing as good a job. I mean, even though Asia went for 19 and 15 last night, she was working her ass off.
Yes, she was.
All she can do, all Jaquez can do, I got to contest in the mid-range. I got to find her in transition, which Asia took advantage of that last night because Jaquez is a little heavier, so Jaquez doesn't get up and down the floor like Asia. So Asia was doing her best to run, and they find her. I love the fact that Kelsey, as soon as she gets the ball, she's looking for Asia because she knows that Asia is running. I love that.
Do you see? That's just the point. God, man, Chelsea. Yes. When Chelsea is going, when Chelsea is playing ball like that, that's some of the best ball you're gonna see. Yes. The way she's finding Asia, she can't even see her. Her man is right here. The other one's right here, and she's just wrapping it around. Like you don't see passing like that anymore. Man, Chelsea, right? Chelsea, when she gets moving like that, and I want to shout out Kelsey Plum too, because I said before, if you're gonna be getting picked on that end, the least you can do is attack on the offensive end, and she was doing that. And it wasn't that runner flopping and stuff. She was going and trying to score at the rim. To be the smallest person on the floor and going to the rim like that in the trees, that's what's up. I was happy to see that. Also for Asia, she's an assassin in the mid range,
Yeah.
but I want to see her going at JJ a little more. I want to see her open up and attacking her. But I mean that in that third quarter was incredible. I mean, what was a 19-0 run?
Yes.
The defense was
That's
stifling.
what blew the game open. That's what blew the game open.
That
was what you was talking about with the adjustment when they went to that matchup zone.
Yes.
That was the adjustment. When they went to that matchup zone, that completely stifled them. But to your point, we just talked about this earlier, how Joker is able to, like a quarterback, throw you open. Kelsey does the exact same thing. How she's able to just throw a girl open. She does that a lot with Asia. She does that a lot with Asia, where she's able to just throw her open, where Asia's running, where it doesn't look like it's a pass there, but it is. That window is small, and she absolutely gets you there. I really dug, and a lot of people don't talk about this when it comes to players. You have to keep defenders, or not necessarily defenders. You have to keep offensive players on the defense. Jackie Young went after Sabrina last night.
Oh, yes.
She went after her.
Yes.
And she continued to go after her. She didn't make it. She made no bones about it. Bring the peel over here. She's going to have to guard. And she consistently attacked that top foot, got into the middle of the lane, and was scoring the basketball. In addition to doing that, she knew when to drop it off to Asia. She knew when to get Asia involved. I love the fact that this team, the adjustment that they made, all New York did, Ox. And I said this to you a couple of days ago when everybody was talking about they're going to, Ron in particular, Ron, if you're listening to this, talking about they were going to sweep in Vegas and all. I said, Ron, all New York did was what they were supposed to do. They defended their home floor. That was it. Now we got to go home and defend our home floor. And it's a lot less it's a lot harder winning. It's a lot less difficult winning game 1 on your home floor than coming back home and now you got to win game 5 on your home floor.
I think it's going back to New York, Chill.
If we go back to New York,
I think it's going back to New York, Chill.
I'll tell you what, if we go back to New York, because I think game 4 is Monday. What yesterday? Or probably I think Sunday. I'm sorry. Game 4 is Sunday.
I think it's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow night. If we got to go back to New York, I'm not sure that I don't hate. I don't hate Vegas in that game 5, Ox. I don't.
Chill, you might get what you've been asking for. Asia versus Nafisa. That's what I need.
That's what I want.
This is Asia's chance to prove she is the best basketball player in the world. If they can come back 2-0 and then go take care of business against Minnesota, I don't want to hear anything else about Asia Wilson in the Las Vegas Aces. Now it's hard because this Liberty team is amazing, and Sabrina is not gonna go with 0 points into the fourth quarter again. That was crazy. She into the fourth quarter had 0 points. Then she had a 1 free throw and then hit a 3 ball. That's not going to happen again. Man, I'm excited about this. I can't wait for tomorrow. Man, y'all check it out. Make sure y'all there, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But moving on though, Chill. We do have today. We back to NBA, y'all. We're back to NBA. Yep. Today we have the Warriors and the Clippers, I believe.
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah. So, what are we expecting? Some more good basketball from these teams? Will James Harden play? Will Steph play? Will the guys get a little burn in there? Or what?
I think that I do think that those guys will play. You already know how I feel about the Golden State Warriors. I think they're going to be bad this year, but I am interested to see. Right, I'm interested to see what I get out of Pods this year, because again, Pods is a guy who, they're trying to build this thing around him. I mean, he apparently he's the future of the Golden State Warriors, which means that they're going to try to get him more involved in what they're doing. I'd like to see some development from Kuminga. I already know who Norman Powell is. Norman Powell is one of the best rotation players in the game. But I do think that you're going to see a lot more. I think you're going to see a lot more guys like Derrick Jones Jr. And a lot more of their young guys. Same thing with Golden State. I think you're going to see a lot more of their younger guys because it's the preseason. So guys like Steph Curry, I think he is going to play, but I don't think he's going to play now. If the game was in, if it was in Greece or something like that, and we flew all the way over here. We didn't fly all the way over here to put Steph Curry on the bench. We came all the way over here, so Steph is going to have to play. But I think you're going to see a lot of like Trace Jackson. I think you're going to see some Kevin Knox tonight. Guys like that. Some DeAnthony Melton. I think you're going to see guys like that. Andrew Wiggins, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him too. It would not surprise me if you saw some Andrew Wiggins. That would not surprise me. Yeah, that would not surprise me if you saw him too. So we'll see.
Wait 1 second. Who else is tonight? I know it's one more game tonight, right?
I think it's just one. Yeah, I think
it's
just one game tonight. It's just one. I think the Warriors and tomorrow is the heavy set. I think we got like 4 or 5 games tomorrow night. I mean tomorrow and starting early.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Will Karl Anthony Towns play tomorrow with the Knicks or?
I don't think so. I doubt it. I doubt they'll get him in the lineup. I think that they slowly working him in, right? They slowly working him in right now. So we'll see.
Okay. We do have one more topic with some Evan Mobley news, but let me see. We got somebody else in the lobby. Let me pull Jay up real quick. Let's see what's going on. What's up, Jay?
What's up, yo? What up?
What up, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Big ups to Bob. Big ups to Chill. Chill. I got a question for both of y'all, really. But first, I'm gonna start with Chill because I feel like I know the answer to this, but I hear you talk about Chet Holmgren a lot. More so in particular that the need of him to be better. I got a question for you right now. Not given their circumstances, but just player for player. Who do you like better, Sengun or Holmgren?
Player for player, who do I like better? Sengun. I do like Sengun off the strength of how much more polished he is. Not because Chet can't get there, but right now, how much more polished he is. His know-how of the game is, I feel like it's a little bit more than what Chet is. I mean, Chet only played 1 year college. I feel like those Euro guys, they're a little bit more polished coming
acclimated.
I feel like when they come into the game, they're a little bit more prepared, not just physically, but their know-how of the game. And I feel like with a guy like Sengun, I feel like he's a little bit more polished. I don't think the gap is huge, but I think the separation, his ability to pass, his ability to process defenses when he gets the ball in the box. I think he's really good at passing out of double teams. I think he's really good on the block as a scorer. I like his mid-range game. And he looks a little bit more comfortable than Chet does right now.
He does. And the reason why I bring that up is because just thinking about more so pertaining to the last panel I called where we were where Mars and you were kind of not going at it, but kind of going at it about pretty much like Chet needs to be better. Like in order for them to get to where they intend to be, Chet can't come back and then just rely on, oh, well, now I got Isaiah Hartenstein backing me up. So essentially, I don't need to take that leap. Whereas you look at Sengun took a 6-point per game. And it's not, I don't want to just fall in love with the points, but he took a 6-point per game leap from year 2 to year 3. Not only that, but you could just tell that his overall comfortability, kind of like he kind of does look like a baby Jokic out there. Kind of just his ability to kind of just throw his weight out there. I'm going to put you in this post, get you on my hip. You can't do nothing about this. Let me get into my spot. I do like that ability a lot more with Chet than kind of relying off of the mid-range, not having a lot of that strength. So
I think that's going to come. I do. I think that's going to come. I think that's going to come with Chet. I just don't think he's there yet because he's still developing. I feel like with Sengun, he's a little bit more advanced. And to your point, when you talk about getting better, we're trying to take the next step. Like we're not just going to be, just a good Western Conference team. We're talking about winning the NBA championship. We're talking about getting to the NBA championship. I can't just be good. No, I got to take my game to the. No, I can't. That's not going to work because the guys that we're going up against, they're not going to be what they were exactly. So I can't be. I can't be the same as not necessarily the same. I can't get a little better. No, I have to increase my game. If my game doesn't increase, we're going to end up being right where we were last year, and that can't happen.
I don't think anybody honestly is taking Chet over Sengun today.
Not today.
Like if we talk about projecting and this and that or whatever, then I can see that. But today, nobody's taking Chet over Sengun.
Okay, because I just feel like Chet got a lot more to name. But my next question is really for you, but Chill, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. And I'm sorry to switch up topics, but this is going back to the WNBA that I've been seeing a huge thing going on. I just want to get y'all a piece, really Ox, because, and first I'll start off with a statement. Ox, when I see you talk about women's basketball, it's not like you've been a real fan. You care about the development of these women, of the league itself. You are, and the story of the when you speak about shit. If I could be real, sometimes I feel like when you speak about the WNBA, there's like a joy that comes to your face, like you love this sport. So I say,
before you go any further, do you know where this comes from? Like it's not fluff, and it's not like Ox isn't just doing this. Do you know where it comes from? You know where it comes from with Ox?
No, I do not.
Like his sister played basketball. His mother played basketball. That's where he get it from.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's where he get it from. So he ain't just talking about the women's game just to be talking about it or just to inform you. No, it's in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ox, my question for you is kind of pertaining to with this whole Caitlin Clark hype, with this hype that has been going on, I kind of feel like those who were in the know of the WNBA league aren't really fans of the fact that more attention is being brought into the league through that of Caitlin Clark. Do you care about, like, hey, like, if you weren't here prior to Caitlin Clark, I don't want you here? Because that's what I'm kind of getting from the masses pertaining to their interpretation of all these new fans. Hey, you wasn't here beforehand. I'm not really trying to hear what you have to say about the game. What are your opinions on the new Caitlin Clark fans and also just the attention that the W is now receiving?
I think it came off like that at first, and I didn't really mean for it to come off like that. But I mean, if you're watching, I'm happy that you're watching. I just don't like when people just watch and just talk crazy about, like, oh, she's the best to ever do this, and nobody will, this and that. It's like, but that's just not true.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so that's the only issue I have with it. I don't think I have the right to try to gatekeep the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy if anybody's watching it and actually genuinely watching it and enjoying it and not doing it just for the sake of content or the sake of just, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it had got toxic for a while, and then people that were not informed about actual women's basketball were just saying outlandish things. And so if that's the type of person you are, then it's just kind of like, probably just keep that to yourself.
We don't need you.
Know what I mean?
We'll
So and I do think a lot of those people kind of got bored with it already, and they're kind of like off. But I do think there are a lot of fans now that are actually fans now, and it was because of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Juju, the college, and so I'm happy those people actually. So I'm happy that Caitlin opened up a lot of people's eyes. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at first I think I came off like I was trying to gatekeep the WNBA or trying to tell people that they don't know. But that's not what I meant to do, and I think it's wrong for anybody to do that. It's like when a rapper passes away, and then people start listening to their music, and they're like, "Oh, you wasn't listening to them when they were alive, so don't listen now."
Right?
It's like, why, bro? Like if I didn't know who they were, and then now I know who they are, like I should listen to them. You know what I mean? So I don't want to come off like that, and I don't think people should be out here trying to gatekeep basketball.
No, that's what I thought, and that's what I love to hear as well. Just because I guess and I wasn't referring to you as far as being one of the gatekeepers. I ain't gonna give no free promo to who I was referencing to, but I'm just kind of like, man, if the game is getting attention, the league is developing and trending in the correct direction. Whether it came from before Larry Bird and Magic, there was a shift in the NBA. Like just if the league is getting getting attention, it's trending in the right direction. The Caitlin Clark hype is going, I think, ease out over time. She's still not the best player. I don't think she ever will be the best player as long as Asia Wilson is breathing and she's on the court. But not that her. That's all I got.
I do think she'll be the best league guard in the game, though. I do believe
that.
I
think so too.
Maybe not the best player in the game. I'm not going to go that far because Asia, as long as Asia's around, Asia's going to be
the value of the big, that forward big hybrid. I just feel like even more so in the NBA, that shit matters in the W, man. Yeah. That shit matters. That ability to just rise. Like I'm just like, there's nothing that nobody can really essentially a lot of times unless you got for example, last night they did I think they did a hell of a job as much as they could do with Asia, but essentially at some point in time, especially throughout the lows of the regular season, you really just hoping that whatever she throws up, she's missing. I feel like
right. You're just praying it don't go in.
Yeah, real right. You just kind of just okay, I did what I did. I hope this chick missed, but that's all I got for y'all fellas. I appreciate y'all. Keep on doing what y'all
absolutely,
doing.
Brother.
Absolutely, easy, y'all.
Right. Chill. I seen it in the comments. I was gonna say it to you already. I think Caitlin has a good shot at being the best lead guard in the league, but Paige is coming, chill.
Paige ain't the distributor and the playmaker that Kate is, and that Kate's gonna be. By the time Paige get here, I feel like Kate's gonna be so much more advanced.
Okay.
And I feel like she's gonna be so far ahead. That's not to say that Paige can't get there. Plus, Paige got injury issues, and I don't know how long she's gonna hold up. Yeah. That's the thing that I'm worried about with her. I don't think her game is in question. Like, she got a money mid-range game. She nice off the bounce at the long ball line. Juju is a couple of years away, so we still got some time with her. But I think Caitlin Clark's going to be the best lead guard in the game, and I don't think it's going to be long.
Juju got a couple of years, and I believe Hannah Hidalgo got a couple of years too. So we got Hannah. You know, speaking of Hannah, chill. Something I've been that's been on my mind for the past couple of weeks. I meant to bring it up to you before.
Yep.
We talk a lot about UConn.
Yep.
Notre Dame does not get the love they deserve.
They really don't, yo.
Women basketball players they put out. I mean, Notre Dame puts out hoopers. Oh my God, the list of, and we can just talk about guards. The list of guards in the WNBA for the past 15 years that have come out of Notre Dame is crazy. Even in the league right now, you go Enrique, Jewel, Kayla McBride, Marina Mabry.
What's the chick name that went to
Skylar?
Yeah, I was about to say her. Yep, that Skylar. Yes,
ballers.
Man.
And I'm missing a couple right now too. They got got ballers. I mean,
don't forget about their big girls. I mean, Ruthie went to Notre Dame. Ruthie went to Notre Dame. So I mean, Notre Dame is a factory for women's ballers. Let's stop acting like it's just UConn. That's the only team that's putting out ballers.
Forget about Jackie.
Yes. That's Jackie went to Notre Dame too. So yes.
Yeah, man.
Notre Dame is a factory for ballers. Let's not act like it's not. 100%.
Yeah. Before we go though, chill. I know we're almost up, and I know Claire's gonna jump in the chat and text me and cuss me out. But I want to speak on this real quick, chill. The Evan Mobley.
Yep.
So KG. So KG says that Evan Mobley's too nice. How do we feel about that?
I don't think that, and I've said this to you before when we talked about Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, like, you can't put the dog in somebody. You can bring it out of them, but I don't think you can put it in them. You either have it in you or you don't. And is Mobley, I think Kevin Garnett is saying that Mobley is too nice for his standards. And remember who we talking about? We're talking about KG. I mean, KG is balking at everybody, right? So he might be too nice according to you, KG. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have that dog in him, because I think he's got that dog in him. He's just not that like you are. And I don't think that you can get that out of him. I think that's what you're looking for from him. I do think that he's mean enough. Now, there's a difference between being mean and being aggressive. That's what I'm looking for more of Mobley. I'm looking for him to be more offensively aggressive. As a mid-range shooter, as a guy who attacks the basket, I think that him getting there, I think that's going to enhance his game way more than what it is. I got him as the defensive player of the year this year. I think he's the defensive player of the year this year. I think Cleveland's going to be much better defensively. Not much better, because they're already at the top of the league defensively. I think he's going to be better off the strength that he's going to play more. He played 46 games last year. That's barely half the season. When he played 79 games, he finished second in defensive player of the year. He's one of the best defensive players in the game. It was him, it was Bam, it was Anthony Davis. So when we talk about him as one of the better defensive players, I think he needs to be just a little bit more aggressive offensively. Once he's there, now we're gonna start talking about Evan Mobley a lot different.
Chill. I mean, when I talk to power forwards and centers, when I talk to youngsters, high school, junior, whatever age you are, and you're playing that position, I always tell them you got to be big, be loud, be strong, be mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I want the opposing player in that paint. I want them to leave this game feeling like they just got in a fight.
Yes,
I want you to hit somebody. You know what I mean? Like, basketball is a contact sport, and I want them to feel every minute we're down in this paint. I need you to feel it. You know, so I want Evan Mobley to be like that. I want Evan because I think Evan Mobley has the skill set. And especially guys that are kind of light in the frame, look a little skinnier. Those are the ones I need you to be overly aggressive. I need you to get your hand on every rebound. I'm not saying get every rebound, but every time that ball comes off the rim, you got to touch it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You got to be felt. You know what I mean? And I want to see that from Evan Mobley. I think if Evan Mobley can get a little bit of that dog in his game, which I'm not saying he's soft. I'm not saying he's not a dog, but if he can just get a little more aggressive, I think he can really be a force.
You're getting that this year, Ox. You are, because he actually put on some more weight. He looks a lot better. He looks like he's in a lot better shape. And just watching him, I think you're going to get that this season, Ox. 100%. I do believe that. So we got to bounce, but yes.
All right. Well, once again, I'll reiterate. I know this banner says 3 p.m. Eastern. I believe it's 7:30 Eastern. But once again, man, y'all make sure your notification bell is on. Just check YouTube. I know the thumbnail should be up any minute now if it's not up already. So, man, y'all make sure to check that out. The PCL Finals. Mars versus Pirate, Clash of the Titans. It's going down tomorrow. We will see who gets the PCL belt, man. Let's make sure to be there. Let's support. Let's vote. Let's comment. Let's get in there. Let's heckle a little bit. I'll be there. Make sure y'all be there too. Well, and other than that, we'll see y'all on Monday. Chill.
Yes, sir. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, my man right here, pick up the phone. He'll come scoop you. He will come scoop you. So we will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely.
No doubt, man. Y'all make sure to love yourself, man. Get some cardio in today, y'all.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
chill.
Yes, sir. Easy. Dope.